Welcome back to another video on Influential Sports. Let me turn this down. But this video, making this about Sonia Citron, rookie guard for the Washington Mystics this year. And if you saw my podcast this past week, I talked about how I thought that she had the best rookie performance in the first day of the WNBA, which was on Friday. Yeah, this past Friday. And she's continuing to follow up on her good play and her good efforts. But I want to make this video basically talking about how she's separating herself early on from other WNBA players and WNBA rookies in general. Because the Mystics have won their first 2 games of the season, already off to a good start. A team that only won 13 games last year and was a game out of the playoffs. They were 13-26 or something along the lines of that. So they were 13-27. Yeah, 13-27. But they were 1 game out of the playoffs and they finished 14-26. It was something like that. It was either 13 or 14 wins. But the Mystics that won back-to-back games to start the season, beating the Atlanta Dream and the Connecticut Sun, 2 teams who were in the playoffs last year. So these are 2 good wins for the Mystics as a team in general. They played well. The rookie duo of Sonia Citron and Kiki Arafan, it's been great. But I wanted to talk about Sonia Citron specifically because of how well she's played and what she's been able to do to lead this team to wins. Because I think she's an example of somebody I would call clutch, because it isn't just about can you hit the final shot in the last few minutes of the game. In the first game they played against the Dream on May 16th, played 24 minutes, had 4 fouls, only had 1 turnover. She had 2 assists, 2 rebounds, shot 6 or 7 from the field, 2 or 3 from the 2 or 2 from the three-point line, and 5 or 6 from the free throw line. So she was very efficient, shooting 85% from the field, 83% from the line, 100% from the three-point line. She had a really good and efficient game down the stretch. It was 92-90, and she was at the free throw line, and she made those last 2 free throws for the Mystics to put them up 94-90 and win that game against the Atlanta Dream. If she only makes 1 of those free throws, the Dream might have a chance to tie it 93-93 and send it to overtime. But she didn't allow that to happen. She ended up making both free throws, went 5 or 6 from the line. So that 1 miss, it didn't affect her. And 5 or 6, that's a good free throw percentage. That's 83%. So that's good, especially coming into your first game in the WNBA and being in a high pressure situation. Not a lot of people are able to handle type of pressure like that, where the game is in the hands of them. If she misses 1 of those free throws, it could be in overtime. They might lose that game. And maybe this is a game that matters later on down the line during the season for the Dream and the Mystics if they split the season series, or one of them, or the Mystics have 1 more win in the season series, and that is how they end up making the playoffs. This might matter down the line at the end of the season. Now, we're still early in the season, still 42 games to go for these teams, so let's not think too far ahead. But a great debut. I gave her a debut an A. I think that was the highest grade. That was the highest grade I gave for a rookie debut, because she was super efficient. She was doing so much on the court. She was moving well off ball. She was able to hit her threes. She just did so much for that team from start to finish. Then in the second game, she played May 18th against the Connecticut Sun. Played 24 minutes, had 4 fouls once again, just 1 turnover. But this time with her 3 assists, she had 1 block, 2 steals, and 1 rebound. She shot 5 or 10 from the field, 0 or 3 from 3, and 5 or 6 from the free throw line. So you see a consistent theme with her free throws. Once again, went 5 or 6 at the line, 83%. This time she was off from 3, but she was getting some good looks. She only took 3 3-pointers out of her 10 shots. The other 7 came inside the 3-point line, which is great. And then she missed those 3 shots, but she got very good looks on them. And 1 or 2 of them could have failed. They just didn't. And 5 or 10 from the field, 50%, obviously not as great as her 85% outputting that she had, but not going to shoot 85% consistently. So 50%, that's a good stat line for her in her second game. And out of her 15 points, 11 of those points came in the second half. She had 3 fouls in the first half, so her minutes became, and she still ended up playing 24 minutes, just like game 1. She had 3 fouls in the first half, so she had to come out earlier than the coach would have liked her to. But in the second half, she dropped 11 points out of her 15, and she only committed 1 foul. So she stayed out of foul trouble. She wasn't in the spot where she had to get benched for having 5 fouls or anything like that. And then she, once again, moved well off ball, getting her spots, setting good screens, being able to get, playing some better defense than she did last game. And defense isn't just steals and blocks, but she did have a more impactful game on defense this game, and I will say the stats do back that up for this game against the Connecticut Sun, in which she was able to get 2 steals and 1 block. Even though she only got 1 rebound, she was still doing other stuff on the defensive end to help her team get the win. So they won back-to-back games, and I think Sonia Citron, this is what I mean when I say a player is clutch. It's not just about hitting the last few shots in the game. It's about what are you doing to lead your team to a win. And she's been able to do different things, that like making 2 free throws down the stretch of the game. If she misses, like I said, if she misses one of those, who knows if they still win that game. Shooting 6 or 7 from the field. If she shoots 1 or 7 from the field in that game, they lose that game more than likely. And then even though she went 5 or 10 in this game, that's still good. But she scored 11 of her 15 points in the second half. So she had 4 points and 3 fouls in the first half. Then in the second half, she picked it up, played a lot better, played great, and now they've won back-to-back games. She's off to a good start for a rookie campaign. Obviously, it's too early to be talking about rookie of the year. It's just 2 games into the season. Some teams are just playing their first game as I'm recording this, so we have to revisit this later in the season. But these have been 2 not spectacular, but these have been 2 great games for Sonia Citron to get the season started. So make sure y'all leave a like on the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all leave a comment too, and make sure y'all tap into the WNBA, because it is fun to watch.